Duh. Hey all, what's up? Sorry for the very slight delay there. Wasn't too bad. Only missed it by about 3 minutes. So yeah, how are you guys doing today? Over here it's really gloomy weather. It's raining. There's thunder. Yeah. So I hope everyone's doing well, staying safe and healthy. Mm. All right. Well, a lot of you guys probably know the drill, but I'm just going to go through the rundown of Coaster Cafe really quick. For anybody that might be new here, or if you just need a refresher on how the show is ordered here. So at the start, um, I'm going to discuss what coffee I'm drinking, and I have something special to talk about today. And so we'll discuss the coffee a little bit. And then after that, we're going to talk about news in the amusement park industry. And following that, I have two trivia questions ready for you guys. And then after the trivia, we're going to open it up to Q&A. So altogether, the show is going to be, around an hour long or so. Typically, it runs for at least an hour. So with that being said, I guess we can jump right into this. All right. So today, actually, I am, if you guys didn't notice it, I'm drinking out of my Volcano the Blast Coaster mug here. I got this when I went to King's Dominion last year, even though I never got to ride Volcano. In the one shop up front, they had tons of Volcano stuff on sale for like dirt cheap. And I kind of kicked myself in the butt for not getting anything else at the time. They had all kinds of stuff, at that point in time that was like really cheap. I paid like $2.50 for this pretty cool mug. I should have got at least one other thing, but I'm glad I have this. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I never got to ride Volcano. It looked like a pretty cool ride. But the coffee, you might ask, what coffee am I drinking? Well, I have something a little bit special today, as I mentioned. Um, how many people in here are familiar with the chain lift? Raise your hand if you're familiar with the chain lift. Anybody? Chain lift? Yeah. Great coaster channel. Um, you should go check out the chain lift if you haven't yet. Cool guys. But the one guy from the chain lift, it's two brothers, and it's I think the one that does the graphic design, I think his name is Mark. It's Mark and Adam. I believe it's Mark, and he's a graphic designer, and he actually designed the logo for this coffee company right here. This is Green Glass Coffee from Paw Paw, Michigan. Hey everybody, how you doing? Chris, AR7, good to see you guys here. We're talking about the coffee I'm drinking right now. But yeah, this is Green Glass Coffee out of Paw Paw, Michigan, and Mark, I believe, from the Chain Lift designed that logo right there. He does some great work. So this is not sponsored in any way. Just as a disclaimer, this is not sponsored. I love trying coffee, and when I heard about this, I was like, I have to try that. So I decided to support, small coffee business, and I think it paid off because it's pretty damn good coffee. I actually really like this. So what I got specifically was Guatemalan blend, and I ordered it in whole beans so that way I could like grind it up and make it, as a I could like coarsely grind it, use it in my French press, or right now, I have it ground up fine, and I'm drinking it, from drip from like my Keurig. So it's great either way, to be honest. It's a light roast. A lot lighter actually than I typically care for. I usually like medium roast, but this is light, but it has lots of flavor, and it's just really good. I drink it black, by the way. But yeah, it's fantastic. Really smooth, not really bitter at all. So I quite enjoy it. All right. Like I said, hope everybody's doing well, and just about now we're gonna get into talking about the news that's been going on. So actually, I was kind of worried the past couple days. I was kind of thinking like there hasn't really been a whole lot going on with the current standing of the world, and I'm thinking like, am I going to even be able to do like a normal episode of Coaster Cafe? Because there's Adam is the graphic designer. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that. Adam is okay. Adam from the Chain Lift is the graphic designer who designed that logo. But like I said, I was concerned about whether or not I could do like a typical Coaster Cafe episode and talk about the news because I'm like, there really hasn't been a lot going on. Everything's kind of at a standstill right now. But when I started looking, I'm like, there's actually a decent amount of stuff that we can talk about. Not a whole lot of like super substantive stuff, but there are some good things that I found. And we also have another update on Indiana Beach, which it looks pretty positive. I'm going to save that for last because I want to end the news on a positive note. Um, but yeah, we have a few things to talk about here. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into this. So this kind of feels like old news at this point. I thought this was announced over a week ago, but it was just about a week ago. Cedar Fair announced that they're pushing back their parks to at least mid-May when they open. I still do think that is slightly optimistic, those mid-May openings. But hopefully everybody is staying safe and staying in, and the spread stops very soon. Maybe we'll see some of these places open up in mid-May. Maybe that's the earliest I could honestly see anybody opening up. Although more on that later because there's a couple other parks that have projected openings. But anyway, the next thing I have is Fuji-Q Highland in Japan has opened back up, along with some other Japanese parks that I think we touch on later. But Fuji-Q Highland opened with limited attractions. There's only 4 coasters open. We don't know which coasters. They're taking everybody's temperature before entry to make sure they don't have a fever. And like I said, very limited attractions, but there are parks in Japan opening. That's a pretty positive sign. I know that's in Japan, but still, it's good to see that. Um, Knoebels has pushed back their opening by 2 weeks as well. They are now saying they're going to open May 9th. May 9th is actually the day Cedar Point was supposed to open. But yeah, Knoebels in Elysburg, Pennsylvania, a park that I'm actually supposed to be visiting this year. They're supposed to open May 9th. So we'll see what happens there. But let's see. Last week I talked about Gillian's Wonderland Pier in Ocean City, New Jersey, because parts for a Huss Frisbee arrived. Well, it appears that more parts for that Huss Frisbee have arrived. So I'm guessing they're going to assemble that at some point in the fairly near future. That's pretty cool. Frontier City hopes to reopen April 12th. Yeah, April 12th. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's really optimistic to say that they're going to open April 12th. And this was just like a few days ago they said this. I don't know. It's you know, it's a Six Flags park, Frontier City. Six Flags has been very quiet about this whole thing. They made the initial announcement way back when that they were going to be closing their parks until at least the end of March. They haven't said anything since. Now they're saying Frontier City is going to open April 12th. We don't know anything about the rest of the chain at this point, as far as I know anyway. But April 12th just seems like basically within like a couple days, it was saying that we should see some activity going on at the park if they are indeed going to open because they have to prep for opening, you know? So if there's like people there in the next couple days, like a lot of people and things happening and whatnot, then maybe they will open April 12th. But things can change so quick, just like that, so, as you know. So we'll see what happens. Chaos says, I think Park should say we don't know when we will open and will open when it is safe to. Yeah, and they've kind of said that, but they're also like, feeding some optimism into the community by saying, oh, we're going to try mid May, which maybe it will happen, but it is kind of optimistic. So I get what you're saying, though. So Stanford Bridge says April 12th is ridiculous. I could speculate about what influences in Oklahoma are making them come out with that. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. The next news item we have here. Fun Spot has now closed. This happened about a week ago. I wasn't really happy about Fun Spot's decision to stay open in the midst of this, and even if they were keeping their parks, super squeaky clean. It only takes one person to spread it onto another person who's high risk, and so on and so forth. I'm, it happened really late, but I am glad that Fun Spot finally decided to close their parks. I think there was a lot of backlash for that, and they decided ultimately, as like a PR thing, it would probably be in their best interest just to close down. So good move on their part, honestly. All right. Dollywood and Silver Dollar City have pushed back openings to May, and Dollywood has suspended operation of the Dreammore Resort as well. So there's that. More May openings. Like I said, I feel like April 12th is really optimistic for Frontier City. I don't know. We'll see what happens, though. I could be wrong, but okay. The next thing I have here, Upper Clements Park in Nova Scotia is closing. We are losing yet another wooden roller coaster, which is quite sad. Um, this roller coaster, which used to be called Tree Topper from like 1989 to about 2008, is now called just Roller Coaster. It was designed by William Cobb, opened in 1989. But Upper Clements Park was sold for $600,000 to a company that's building a boarding school on the site for $62 million. So a company that can pay $62 million to build a school, and they paid $600,000 for this land so this park could be demolished, and we lose another wooden coaster. The coaster didn't look like spectacular or anything like that, but it looked like it provided like a really cool scenic ride through the trees. I remember looking at this picture like 12, 13 years ago or whatever, and I always thought it looked so cool. But yeah, we're losing another wooden coaster there, a William Cobb design from 1989. So why did they close? Like I said, they sold the park for $600,000, and they're demolishing it and building a boarding school there, some other company. So oh, it had buzz bars. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, William Cobb designed Rolling Thunder at Six Flags Great Adventure, Great American Scream Machine at Six Flags Over Georgia, Texas Cyclone at Six Flags Astro World, and Judge Roy Scream at Six Flags Over Texas. Thank you, Rings of Earth, for that info. The one I was thinking of was the one at Astro World, like you mentioned, the Texas Cyclone. I heard that was an awesome Cyclone clone there. So yeah, that's absolutely losing another independent park, another classic wooden coaster. It's pretty sad, but what are you gonna do? I guess I don't know. All right, some more positive news here. Do you guys remember Wild Water West? They were trying to get approved to build a reported RMC Raptor clone, that water park in South Dakota with the state that only has one coaster, and it's a tiny like little kiddie coaster thingy. Well, they've been approved to build an RMC Raptor, it looks like. So they wanted to, it seems like they wanted to like get rolling with the construction in April and have it open in August. That's likely not going to happen at this point. We're probably looking at more of like a 2021 opening, but you know what? some positive news. This water park is getting a one of the best coasters that they could get, honestly. Fantastic, just fantastic to hear. Happy for the people of South Dakota. So hopefully that opens soon. Enjoy your new coaster. All right. This is a park that I'm not really familiar with, but and I'm gonna absolutely butcher the pronunciation here. This is a park in Finland. It's called Sarkanemi. It's Sarkaniemmi. Sarkanemi. I don't know. They're removing their Intamin half pipe coaster, which apparently they had, for maintenance costs and much downtime. So those Intamin half pipes aren't super common. They don't look like anything great in my opinion, but yeah. All right, another park that I'm not really familiar with, but this is more positive news. This is a park in Germany called Serengeti Park. They're adding 2 coasters for 2020. They're adding Batukai Racer, a small family coaster, and then the other one is called Safari Blitz. And I watched a video of this thing, and I had heard people talk about this before. It's a traveling indoor coaster, and the name, like on the actual ride building, says Holland Blitz. So you guys might know it as like Holland Blitz. But this is a really cool looking indoor traveling spinning coaster, and the effects. Just go watch a POV, and there's all these effects in the building, and it is so cool. Like the theming on this ride is just unlike what you would expect for a ride like this. There's all kinds of cool stuff. There's like a Christmas tree. There's like all kinds of like lasers and different lights. There's flames. Like I'm watching the POV and it's dark. And then all of a sudden these flames shoot out of nowhere. And I'm like, holy crap, what was that? Um, it's a really cool looking ride. But yeah, it's going to Serengeti Park in Germany. It's going to be called Safari Blitz there. But like I said, some people might know it as Holland Blitz, HOLLENBLITZ. So go check it out. It's pretty cool. All right. There's another park again that I'm not familiar with, but it's a park that has opened in Japan as well. It's called Toshi Main Park. Yeah, Toshi Main Park. They're opening with limited rides. That's the common trend with these parks that are opening back up. And I can see why they're doing it. Something interesting to note though. I feel like if you're open, I mean, I guess it does make a difference because if you're letting less people in and whatnot, or having less things open, I guess people aren't going to be as close for the most part and whatnot, but you're still going to have all kinds of people coming into these parks, riding rides together. I don't know. It's kind of like I get why they're making things limited, and it is a smart move, I think. But it's just kind of interesting because like, how much is it going to help? Because it only takes a person to spread it. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought there. So I don't know what you guys think about that. All right. We have Mount Olympus for 2021. It appears that Mount Olympus is adding something called a slide wheel. It's going to be called Hercules. So Hercules slide wheel coming to Mount Olympus in 2021. This is like a pretty cool looking some kind of water slide attraction. I'm not a water park fan, but it's like some kind of, I don't know exactly how it works, but I've seen pictures. I've seen it at like IAPA and stuff. Um, it's like a kind of like Ferris wheel type thing, but it has like all these different like slide things attached to it somehow. I don't even know exactly how it works, but it looks really cool. So I'm sure if you like water slides, this is probably something really cool to try. So yeah, Hades 360. That's like a bucket list coaster for me. I really want to ride Hades 360. So wish I could have wrote it as just Hades, but I've had my eye on that ride since like 2005. So ever since they were building it, basically. All right. Trips Drill in Germany. Um, so this is really cool. SLCs, they're called STC. It stands for Suspended Thrill Coaster. Trips Drill in Germany has built the first one, and they've installed the last piece of track. Now, I looked up pictures and I found some concept art from when it was announced or whatever, and you can see like a general layout of it. Looks really good. And I've watched like animations that people have done on No Limits of what I guess is the actual layout. Um, yeah, I couldn't really find any actual good pictures of the finished ride, but I mean, it's new age Vekoma. It's just gonna have like the over the shoulder lap bar things, I guess, kind of like on like Dragonflyer. And it looks fantastic. So it would be nice to see all those old SLCs, just get torn out and replaced with these newer STCs. I think that'd be awesome. That's just a dream. That's not going to happen. But I'm glad Vekoma is making huge strides forward. So you've been to Trips Drill, Stamford Bridge. All right, you'll have to go back and ride this STC. Let us know how it is. So yeah, yep. Hades was the first gravity group coaster. Indeed. It's like an early Voyage, which Voyage was only the second gravity group, but man, we need another big gravity group coaster. I mean, I know they make the ones in China like the Jungle Trailblazer coasters, which look awesome, but yeah, I would like to see more like huge mammoth gravity group coasters in North America for sure. Isn't the Vekoma STC technically a knockoff of some sort of Chinese inverted coaster? No, it's not. No. Stamford Bridge says Gravity Group is my favorite manufacturer. Awesome. I love the CCIs, or I've only really been on a couple CCIs. I love one of them, and I think a lot of the CCIs look great. Gravity Group, is the spiritual successor to Custom Coasters International. Um, I love the Gravity Group rides I've been on. I mean, I've been on Voyage and Ravine Flyer 2 up to this point. Both fantastic rides. I mean, some of the best rides out there, in my opinion. So, okay. I have the last piece of news here. And this was something I was happy to see. Well, cautiously optimistic, I'll say. So here's the thing. Indiana Beach. Um, there has been more activity spotted on the site of Indiana Beach. There have been rides running and whatnot. We don't know if there was people there too. There was a small group that was spotted touring the site. This could be potential buyers, or it could be someone looking for like buying rides or buying some of the equipment. But winter coverings that had been put on rides were removed and there were rides operating. So there's something going on at Indiana Beach. We don't know what. We don't know if it's going to lead to, the park being saved, or if it's just people looking around because they want to buy some of the assets. We have no idea. I want to stress that it's all speculation, but there is some activity going on there. So, Rings of Earth, my favorite wood coasters. GCI, my favorite steel manufacturers. Edgeman. All right, cool. Yeah, love GCI. I've been on 2 of those. Need to get on more. So, Stanford Bridge says if they're running rides while a group is walking around, my guess is that they're selling rides. Um, Can I ask you, like, why you say that? I mean, is there a reason that, like, you would think that because a group is walking around that they're selling rides? Um, but, I guess it does make sense because if somebody's going to look at rides at a park, I guess they'd wanna see the rides operate if they're buying the park or if they're buying, just specific rides. So, yeah, I don't know. There is still there's still hope for Indiana Beach. Apparently they're still looking for a buyer. The whole pandemic is really gonna throw a wrench in the whole thing, and it's gonna complicate matters, and it could potentially lead to a lesser outcome than we hope for, but, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's all speculation at this point, so nobody actually knows. Okay, yeah, Stamford Bridge kind of echoing what I said. Um, he says, "Because if someone were interested in buying the park as a whole, I doubt they need to walk around and see individual rides operate." And that makes a lot of sense. So, you're probably right about that. Like I said, it's all speculation. Nobody knows at this point. We could be completely wrong. Hopefully, we're completely wrong, and it's somebody looking at buying the park, and hopefully that happens. But it's all up in the air. You know, we're just dreaming right now, basically. Yeah, I unfortunately think you could be very correct there. Um, the pandemic being the final nail in the coffin for Indiana Beach. This just it all just happened at the worst time in terms of park closures for sure. Fantasy Island is done. I mean, there's no getting around that. Fantasy Island is done. And thanks for reminding him, Stanford Bridge. It sounds like people are getting antsy in here. They know that the first half of the show is news and whatnot, so we're still discussing the news here. So, but but yeah, I do think that this pandemic, and we got to be truthful here. I think it could be the last nail in the coffin for Indiana Beach, as Stanford Bridge mentioned, and I've been thinking it as well. I hate to say that, but you know, there's still hope. There's still hope. So we'll wait and see. Let's not get too uh, pessimistic here. Got RCDB open. You better close that RCDB tab because trivia is coming up. We can't be cheating on trivia. Close that tab right now, boy. All right, are you guys ready for trivia? You guys want to do this? It looks like we got some antsy people in the chat room, so I'll stall for them a little bit. Just sip on my coffee, throw my feet up, kick back a little bit. Urban Dictionary. Well, that's not going to help you, my dude. All right, let's do our trivia. I do have questions ready this week. So, we're going to get into our trivia questions here. Okay, here we go. Okay, what coaster in the UK, the United Kingdom, is themed to a character from Thomas and Friends? So, the cartoon show Thomas and Friends, Thomas Tank Engine. What coaster in the UK is themed to a character from Thomas and Friends? Anybody know? Starting to buffer a lot? Hmm. It's not showing that on my end, and it's showing that I have a good connection. So I don't know. No. No. What is themed which coaster in the UK is themed to a um which roller coaster in the UK is themed to a character from Thomas and Friends? Yeah, RCDB ain't gonna help you with this one. I mean, I found it on RCDB, but you can't really look up Thomas and Friends characters and get related searches on RCDB. So anybody know? I'm gonna give you guys a few more seconds here, and then I'm gonna give up the answer. Thomas the Whistle Stop Park? No, I don't know if that's like an actual thing that exists. Thomas the Whistle Stop Park, but I'm not. Yes, we have an answer. Okay. Um, so Chaos answered the question. Troublesome Trucks Runaway Coaster. Okay. So Troublesome Trucks Runaway Coaster is located at Drayton Manor in Staffordshire, England, the UK. It opened in 2008 and it's a Gerstlauer Junior coaster. Has a booster wheel lift. It's less than 800 feet long, so it's a really small kiddie coaster. Looks pretty cool though. Um, it's a really creepy. The front of it is so creepy looking, and I actually looked up Troublesome Trucks and it says that the character is like somebody in the show who he messes with he loves to play tricks on the other engines. And if you look at the coaster car, he has this really like mischievous like looking face and he's all like I don't know, doing something crazy. Really creepy looking. I've always thought that the characters on Thomas the Train are just like so creepy and I don't know, but it's a thing that exists. So oh, Magic Flyer at Six Flags Magic Mountain used to be themed to Percy. Okay. That's right, it was. I did see that in RCDB before. And what was I gonna say? Like Kennywood has the Thomas land now. There's a few parks that have like Thomas themed lands, but I don't know. Okay. Anyway, on to our next trivia question. This is something really obscure that I didn't really know about until today. Some of you maybe will know about this. It's very obscure, but there's a steel roller coaster, okay? A steel roller coaster at a very small, obscure park. Um, that opened in 1930. What coaster and park is it? Do you guys know what steel coaster opened in 1930 at a small park? So what's the park and or the coaster? Oh, there's another Troublesome Trucks Runaway Coaster at Edaville, Massachusetts. Yes, I'll say it again. Okay. There's a coaster, a steel roller coaster that opened in the year 1930 at a very small park. What park and or coaster am I talking about? A steel coaster opened in the year 1930. It's at a very small, obscure park. Have to check our CDB. Anybody know the answer? I'm going to give you guys a few more seconds here. Um, I'll give you guys 20 more seconds on the clock here. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. It's not a park in Japan. But anyway, the answer to our question here. So the coaster, the steel coaster that opened in 1930, is called Rodelbahn. I'm gonna butcher all of these names. This is a park in the Netherlands. Okay, the park is called D Warbeck. Um, it's DE and then a separate word. Yeah, it's DE space WAARBEEK. Da Warbeck. Um, and the coaster is called Rodelbahn. RODELBAAN. The park opened in 1924. The roller coaster opened in 1930, and it's the only coaster that's ever operated at the park. The only one. There's no defunct coasters there. It's always been this coaster operating there. The coaster was built by Warbeck themselves, and it's only 13 feet tall. We don't know the length or the speed or anything like that. It's just it's 13 feet tall. It has you know, yeah, and it has two, thin steel rails that it runs along. It's really simple, has kind of cool looking cars on it, but looks pretty fun for a very unique coaster for sure. So go check it out on RCDB. Have any of you guys ever heard of that coaster, by the way? Yeah, Kennywood. Um, yeah, Kennywood. The Thomastown there. They have some Steel Phantom track there. Steel Phantom slash Phantom's Revenge because they some of the track that was left on Phantom's Revenge left over from Arrow. They did replace even more of that in like 2013 with, so now it's even more Morgan track. So some of that Arrow track, yeah, is in Thomastown, which is pretty cool. I noticed that while I was there and I was like, whoa, that's pretty awesome. So you're looking at it a few weeks ago. Cool. All right. Good to see you, Tim. The Thomas and Friends theme song. It's so catchy. So catchy. Stamford Bridge had to leave and come back to get rid of the leg. What was the answer to the 1930 coaster? All right, Stamford Bridge. The coaster is called Rodelbahn at a park called De Warbeck in the Netherlands. The park opened in 1924. The coaster opened in 1930. Yeah, Rodelbahn. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Patrick wrote it in the comments. Rodelbahn. And then, the park is De Warbeck. It's DE space WAARBEEK. You know what? I actually have the coaster pulled up here, and I'll just put a no problem, no problem. Don't worry about it. I put a link right there in the chat for you guys to go check out the coaster on RCDB. So if you want to click on it there, it's you can find it right there at that page. So really cool looking though. Just a couple, thin steel rails with some like running wood rails on the side. It looks like steel, maybe. No, it's all steel, I think. Yeah, cool cars though. Cool cars. It's 13 feet tall. That's the only stat we know about it. So, all right, guys. That's that marks the end of our trivia for today. So, we got an answer to one of them. Let's open it up for the Q&A now. Now is the time that you guys can ask me questions. I'm open to anything. And just so you know, I do always appreciate like good, interesting questions like that are non-coaster related. A lot of people like to ask the roller coaster questions, and I appreciate that. I like that all you guys are here and want to ask me stuff. But a lot of the questions are like the same, or they're just very repetitive, all very similar, and it does get old answering like, you know, let's get to know each other a little bit. Let's talk about some other stuff too. And if you really have like a roller coaster question you really, really, really want to know, if you want to really ask me about it, then go ahead. I'm not telling you to not do roller coaster questions, but is there anything just go ahead, ask me any questions. You're recording your reaction to this live stream. Okay. All right. Okay, we got a trivia question here from Rings of Earth. Which wooden coaster was the only Woody built by Six Flags? Yeah, Patrick already answered it. It's Viper. I know that. Viper, Six Flags Great America. Looks like an awesome ride. Uh, am I going to watch Theme Park Media's premiere on Hypersonic XLC at King's Dominion today at 5? Well, if I don't watch the premiere, I definitely will watch the video. Um, I always watch all of Zach's videos, so if I don't watch it right at 5, I mean, I'll watch it regardless. Here's a question for you guys. Do you guys like what do you guys think about like the YouTube premieres rather than just like uploading a video? Um, uploading a video and just have it out there, just like the premiere where you can like actually where all of us can watch it together for the first time and like interact in a chat, and then it just gets put on as a regular upload after that. Anybody care either way about that? I was never a fan of that, so I never did it. But the other night I did it like super early in the morning. And because of the time it was, there was only like 3 people in there. But it's probably not something I would do like once I do get back to work and stuff like that because I have less time. But I did not actually watch GPU2 Enthusiast live stream. I saw it going on. I clicked on it, but I was just in there for like a few seconds. I didn't watch all of it, so I might go back and watch it. AR7 says, Daddy, what's your opinion on Bosque Magico? What is Bosque Magico? I don't know what that is. Stanford Bridge says, have you ever been on Comet at Great Escape? It's a great Woody with a great history. But what shocked me when I wrote it was its entire structure was actually steel made to look like a Woody. Okay, so I have not been on Comet, but I would love to get out there and ride it. I know it has lots of history. Um, and they actually used um parts of the Crystal Beach cyclone, the infamous Crystal Beach cyclone, to build the Comet. And actually the if you don't know, the Crystal Beach cyclone actually had a steel structure as well. There were several wooden coasters back in the day that did have steel structures, and Cyclone was one of them at the infamous Cyclone by Harry Trevor. Steel structure, that was one of its main selling points back in the day. So, yeah, the Comet is actually it uses parts of that ride, which is pretty cool. So, I really want to ride Comet though; it looks awesome. Uh, only built one Woody. It's some kind of roller coaster. I can't remember. It's like kind of a generic like roller coaster, not roller coaster corporation, but I can't even remember. I've seen it before, but I can't remember the name of them. It's not. I'm not even clear why most people consider it a Woody. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mean, I always thought it looked like a wooden coaster, even though the structure was steel. But let me look up pictures here. Comet, Great Escape. Here we go. Um, but yeah, the Comet. The Comet was originally at Crystal Beach in Crystal Beach, Ontario, from 48 to 89. But like I said, it was built using parts of the Cyclone. So opened in 94, the year I was born, at Great Escape. So let's look at the structure here. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is really weird, like how it looks. I mean, it does, like when you're looking at pictures, it does look like a fully wooden coaster. That's pretty cool. It looks like an awesome ride. Like it looks so good. Yeah, here's a sign I'm reading that's outside of the Comet there. Um they have talking about the history. And this one section says the Comet goes back further. Most of the steel structure, including this lattice work station, dates back to 1927 when Crystal Beach built the granddaddy of all coasters, the Cyclone. Packed with spiraling drops and twisting track, the Cyclone terrorized riders until 1946. It was then dismantled and its structure used to build the Comet. So, yeah, that's pretty cool how, an infamous defunct coaster like that sort of lives on, in a way. Okay, Tim K says not a big fan of the multi notifications for premieres. That's kind of how I feel about it too. I always thought premieres were kind of, I don't know. They're really not that great. They're kind of annoying in my opinion. I always get annoyed with them because a lot of times people schedule them like way ahead in advance and it's just annoying because you see a video there and you're like, "Oh man, I want to watch that." But then you see it's for like a week ahead of time and it's like, I don't know, I like just kind of spontaneously uploading. If you guys haven't noticed, like I don't really have a schedule or anything. I think that works all right. So thanks for the input, Tim. Six Flags Great America footage comment is great. Yeah, it looks awesome for sure. I have ridden Leap the Dips. Yeah, I have ridden Leap the Dips. So how is it considered a Woody? The rails? Yeah, I mean, I think the track is all wood, right? I mean, isn't the track? Yeah, I mean, it looks like. I mean, to me, it looks like a wooden coaster just with a steel structure, just like hybrid wooden coasters like, Invader at Busch Gardens or the new Texas Stingray. They have a steel structure, but the track is wood. And the wood track does have a thin steel rail on the top. Um, I don't know. Does that help you out a little bit? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, International Amusement Devices. That's the name. Yeah. Huh. Do you like Zombie Ride or Dog Fart Coaster more? Well, Dog Fart Coaster, obviously. Yeah, I agree, Tim. All coasters determined by the track. Absolutely. Are you okay? Chaos says, "Are you and can you do another Planet Coaster live stream?" Yes. I think at some point I am going to do another Planet Coaster live stream where you guys can watch me struggle trying to learn how to play the game. That was pretty fun. So we'll do that again at some point. Was the manufacturer built Hurler at Kings Mini and Carowinds? They're the only two coasters they ever built. Also, what are the hurler mirror images of? Well, the hurlers have the same layout as Thunder Run at Kentucky Kingdom, and the manufacturer is like International Amusement. Um, yeah, it's a weird one of those weird offshoot like coaster companies that came and went. I can't remember their name exactly either. I mean, I even talked about it in my hurler review that I did, but I can't remember the name. Company that came and went. They only built the 2 hurlers and they were gone. So, yeah, that's right. Coney Island Cyclone does have steel structure, I believe. A lot of those older wooden coasters did have steel structures, so pretty crazy. Co- Wait. International Coasters Incorporated. Okay, that sounds right for those hurler coasters. Rings of Earth says my friend does premiere his videos. Okay. I mean, but what do you think of it though? Like, I'm not asking who does it. Like, I'm asking what do you guys think of the premieres? So, do I think Lightning Run or my GTX would be better? Mine. The mine train cars, yeah. What manufacturer made Thunder Run? Didn't the park build that, or was it Din? It was Din Corporation. That's actually one of the good Din Corporation Woodies, I believe. I think it was Din Corporation, right? If not, it was built by the park. Um, there's so many weird, like one-off wooden coaster manufacturers. It seemed like back in like the '90s that didn't really succeed. Okay, it is Din Corporation. Okay. Oh, here's pictures from when it was standing but not operating that I'm looking at. There's like a couple on here, it looks like. So glad Kentucky Kingdom was able to pull back, have a second wind. Who tracked Kentucky? Who tracked Kentucky Kingdom? He removed that question. Stanford Bird says, I agree that premieres are mildly annoying for the reason you cited. Oh, there's a video I might like to watch, but you're telling me I need to wait several days. Great. Yeah, to me, it just seems. I decided to try it out like super early in the morning the other night when I premiered my reaction video that I did for 2,000 subs. Go check it out if you guys haven't. I know you did, but yeah, I did that one just as like just to try it out because I'm just like, why not? I've been trying all kinds of different things on my channel. I'll do this, and it was really last minute. It was really early in the morning, like 3:15, I think, because I ran into some issues, so it wasn't like one like I was originally gonna do. Um, so I think it could be all right if maybe you wait till like really close to when it's actually going to come out. But to do it like a week in advance or even like 2 or 3 days, it's just like even the day before it, I don't like it. So I don't think I'll do them in the future. I think I'll probably just upload as usual. So, okay. Rings of Earth says he likes premieres. Okay. Tallest coaster at Kentucky Kingdom, Storm Chaser, I think. I don't know. Who retracked Thunder Run when the park reopened in 2014? Um, GCI? I don't know. I don't know who retracted. I don't. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thunder Run's design was intended to be for a roller coaster at Swordsville Lake, Americana Park, which was a park that was in Ohio. That's defunct, closed in like 2002. Thunder Run was originally designed for that park, so that's kind of cool. All right. Oh, T3 is the tallest at Kentucky Kingdom. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say they're all like around the same height. They're all like 100 feet. So that was very fun. What Woodies did Coasterworks make? I think they're the ones that made Hurricane at Dania Beach. Or no, that was the only one they did. No, Coasterworks was the one that did the hurlers, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, no, it is the one that did Dania Beach Hurricane. They did Thunder Eagle, um, which was at Island and Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which operated from 2000 to 2001. It only operated for a year, and then it was moved. Um, it was moved to a park in Quebec, Canada that I can't even pronounce, but it ended up being removed from there. It never was built, which is pretty unfortunate. So both of the coasters are defunct by Coaster Works, but I've heard Hurricane was a fantastic ride, the Dania Beach Hurricane. It operated from 2000 to 2011. I remember looking at that ride and hearing about it in my like original enthusiast days, like when I was on forums and stuff like that. Um, and it looks so cool. I wish I could have ridden that. It's a really awesome looking ride. Yeah, really cool looking wood coaster. Here's construction pictures. Uh, yeah, very interesting ride. I think it had Gerstlauer trains later on. I'm looking at pictures with PTC trains, but I think. Oh, here's a manufacturer plate thing on the ride. The Coaster Works, Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, so they were based in Nashville. See, did it have Gerstlauer trains? Maybe not. I guess it just had PTCs. I mean, it only operated for 11 years, so. Designer was the Stand Company. They designed 6 coasters, including the Vekoma wooden coasters, and Regina, which was an Intamin ride at Tobu Zoo. Oh, and Stand Company designed Viper at Six Flags here in America. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about trains. I couldn't tell you. So about regular trains. 3 parks named Boomers. TCV. Stanford Bridge has a surprise coaster for us. My one surprise coaster for me last season, Wild Waves at Playland's Castaway Cove. Never heard anyone mention it, but is wonderfully weird with huge pops of airtime. I feel like I've looked at that. Let me look it up. Oh, okay, it's that one of those ENF Myler coasters. And I've heard some good things about similar rides like that. Like the one that was at Scandia, the Scandia Screamer that recently closed down. I heard a lot of good things about that ride, and I believe that was like a similar type of ride, if not the same model. Um, It's been operating since 2017 there. Okay. Okay. So Wild Wave, it says, is a large oval that wraps around Gale Force twice. That's pretty cool. The lap bars don't look too bad on that ride either. They kind of look like super, like, nothing like the clamshells really, but they kind of remind me of clamshells because it just has the bar that comes up and like a little thing to hold on to. I don't know. Similar setup, I guess. Oh, that's right. RMC put Topper Track on Thunder Run. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Have I ever slipped a ratchet on a roller coaster? Don't know what that means. RMC Woodstock Express. Oh, you rode Scandia Screamer. Okay. It was wilder and you actually found it painful. All right. Okay. French for high speed train. Not even going to try to pronounce that. Right. Oh, here's troublesome trucks again. that, that car is so damn creepy. So creepy. Oh, after it leaves the station platform, it actually does a little bit of winding before you get to the lift hill. You like turn, do a couple really sharp S bends. That's kind of cool. See on a kiddie coaster, I guess. Okay, so slipping a ratchet on a roller coaster, according to Coaster Lover 2001, is when the restraint goes up one click because the restraint didn't fully go into the next ratchet. What? Oh yeah, what GP2 enthusiast video on coaster restraints? Yeah, I watched that. I remember him saying that. Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened to me. Not that I can recall. I don't believe it's ever happened to me. So, for a fun video idea, top 10 creepy roller coaster trains. That's interesting. I could try see if I can find enough creepy trains. I'll think about that. Okay, Stanford says Gale Force at Playland's Castaway Cove was a lot more aggressive than I expected. Okay, it looks like a pretty fun ride. I mean, it's really super tight and compact, so I could kind of see where it would be, where it would be kind of wild. So, was it a good ride? I mean, did you enjoy it? Because I know it had the issue when it opened. They had to close it, retrack all of it because it was rough, apparently. I mean, did you enjoy the ride? Crazy Train. Um, aggressive as Viper at Six Flags Great America backwards. Oh man, I can imagine that's pretty intense. I couldn't imagine doing that ride backwards. Oh, I mean forwards it looks like a great ride, but backwards, holy crap! Rings of Earth says, "Do you like the pre-lift sections before the lift hill? Like some starter hills, usually on RMC and GCI coasters. I love them. Yeah, I mean, they're a fun way to start the ride. To build up some anticipation before you get to the lift hill. They're fun. So, Coaster Lover 2001 says, "What are your favorite and least favorite trains and restraints on steel and wooden coasters?" I really love the GCI trains. I love the Intamin T-bar restraints, the B&M clamshell restraints. I love the RMC restraints. I don't really have a problem with them. Um, and I don't mind the over-the-shoulder, like, soft restraints like on Maverick and I-305. So those are some of my favorites offhand. I've been saying this for quite some time. I actually said it way back in my 500 subscriber special, but probably at some point I'll do a video talking about, like, my favorite restraints maybe. So let me know if you guys would like to see a video about my favorite restraints, or maybe I'll make it a poll sometime to, like, have people vote on it. Um, okay, Stanford says Gale Force was surprisingly great. They had a really tight, loose article policy that I thought was overkill. Then when I wrote it, I understood. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes, well, all the time, those I think the loose article policies are good, but sometimes when they're really strict about it, there's a reason they're really strict about it. Like on Copperhead Strike, they were really, really insistent that nobody have anything in their pockets when they ride. Um, Now I had like cargo shorts on with zipper pockets, and I made sure, definitely. I mean, I always make sure they're zipped up, but for sure make sure they're zipped up there because that JoJo roll when you go out of the station, it's so slow. And they said they've retrieved so many lost items. Like every night after that, the park closes, they go out there and they always find stuff. So um, those loose article policies are there for a reason, and if they're really strict about it, I think most of the time there's a good reason. So, what do you think was in the shed on Mystic? Well, I've been in the shed several times, so you'll have to go find out. You can find videos of it, but Tim K says Thunderbolt at Kennywood, best pre-lift section. I agree, 100%. 100%. Thunderbolt has the best pre-lift section for sure. Jackrabbit too has a pretty good one. So, not as good as Thunderbolt's. I love Thunderbolt. That's a good ride. Very fun ride there. That shouldn't. It's a pre-lift section. I mean, still a pre-lift section. So, but for real though, I think we were talking about Hades 360 earlier. That ride at Mount Olympus, Hades, it looks like it has one of the best pre-lift sections. Like it has a huge, like, the station's like 50 feet off the ground. So there's like a 50-foot drop right out of the station, and a bunch of like hills and turns and whatnot. It looks really cool. So Rings of Earth says my least favorite restraints were the Skyrush lap bar, Intamin U-brick, and Vekoma SLC old bulky restraints. I haven't had the displeasure yet of experiencing any of those. So, oh yeah, all about the zipper pockets as well. Yeah, always make sure I wear the shorts with the zipper pockets when I go to any parks. So, Kennywood's your home park? Okay, yeah, yeah, very good ride. Stanford Bridge says, I actually think there should be a brand of shorts that is geared to coaster enthusiasts. Several big pockets with zippers, one pocket sealed to be waterproof. I'd buy them in a heartbeat. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd be all for that. Because even some of the clothes, like the shorts or pants you find with zippers, sometimes there's only like one zippered pocket, and sometimes those pockets aren't very big. So, yep, for sure. Could see Ace doing that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if Ace would do something like that. I don't know. Would be cool though. Certainly. Stanford Bridge. Stanford Bridge. Stanford Bridge says, seriously, do you have a shorts brand you'd recommend for coasters? I'm always looking. Okay, well, I went to like a sort of like a store last year that sells all kinds of like really nice clothes for really cheap. Like they have a bunch of name brand stuff and just all kinds of stuff. And I found these shorts there that I spent like 10 or 12 bucks for. And I want to get another pair of them. And I also want to get a pair of this company's pants too, because they have like pants that are made with like the same exact material that have the same zippered pockets. Um, I'm gonna put a link to it actually in the chat here. I'll put a link to it, and you can go to their website. Um, because I've been thinking about ordering like maybe another pair of the shorts and getting a pair of the long pants as well for like when it gets cold out. These pants are, I would really suggest these. They're really nice, really comfortable. They're just like sweatpants or shorts basically if you get the shorts. Nice big zippered pockets. I love them. I love them. So really nice material. Let's find them here. Let's see. Men's bottoms. And I'm looking for my exact pair of shorts. I think this is it right here. So they have a couple different they have a few different options. I'll just send you a link to the page that has all of the men's bottoms on it. Stanford Bridge. Right there. There you go. The 90 degree by Reflex. Definitely, I would suggest getting some of those. I love them. So, like I said, I got a pair for a lot cheaper than what they're selling them for on their website. But, I think it's worth paying that price probably. The shorts are like 25 bucks. They have pants for 29. Like I said, I'm probably going to get a pair of the pants, maybe another pair of the shorts too. Didn't know about the sunglasses. Or maybe, I think he mentioned it in a video. Maybe I did know that. Yeah. I think I saw that. Thanks for the link. As I say, I'm always looking and I go through many pairs. Hey, no problem. I do really like those though. They're perfect. I can just wear them like anytime basically because they're just like so casual. They're just nice, comfy black shorts and great for going to the parks. So really good. So yeah. Trivia: what are the two coasters that broke Taylor from Coaster Studio sunglasses? I can't remember. I don't know. Tim K says I'll go Furkle. Go Furkle. Tim K is gonna go Furkle. All right. Tim K is gonna go full circle on the discussion and say Hades has the best pre-lift section on a steel structure hybrid wood coaster. I can get down with that. And I think Thunderbolt probably still has a better pre-lift section technically, but I think if we're talking about, like a more traditional type of pre-lift section that actually doesn't make up a majority of the ride, Hades is probably the best, I think. What about Time Traveler's pre-lift section? I'm gonna have people writing in the comments, it doesn't have it. It's a joke, people. It's a joke. Okay, the first one was Vortex Kings Island. Don't remember what the second was. I don't know. Yeah, Stanford Bridge says it's worth the convenience and peace of mind knowing all your stuff is safe in zippered pockets and you're totally free to wave your arms around like an idiot. Yeah, absolutely. Um, I had quite an incident when I went to Kings Island. Back in October, it was bad. I lost something. I thought I had it in like my pants pockets. I think I was just so excited to get on Diamondback. And I lost something on the ride, something really important. Yeah, it was a fiasco, but Kings Island handled it. I mean, so grateful for them. They're really good about it. They called up immediately, had the ride shut down for a few minutes, and they went out and they were looking for my item. Didn't find it, but props to Kings Island staff because they did a great job. So, am I thinking about Coaster Daddy merch? Here's the thing. Um, I have thought about doing merch, and I think I will do merch at some point. I only have a little over 2,000 subscribers right now. And personally, I feel like that's not really enough to warrant like making a merch store and things like that. I just don't think it'd really be worth the time I would put into it. But if there's enough interest in it, I would make a merch store. Are any of you guys here interested in Coaster Daddy merch? I know one of the very first posts I made on YouTube, I did a poll asking if people would actually buy merch or not. And that was around the time I had like 1,000 subscribers. So like still not very much. I still don't have very much. Um, and most everybody voted that they would not buy it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to bother right now. But maybe it's worth asking again. And maybe a few of you would be interested. I don't know. The broken sunglasses were used for coaster parodies. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember those. Stamford Bridge's great pre-lift sections is Twisted Colossus, Hydra the Revenge, Caraco, and Carnon. Okay. I can't remember like Caraco and Carnons. I haven't watched those enough. I don't even know if I've seen a POV ever of Caraco, but I do know which coasters they are. And Twisted Colossus looks like it has an awesome pre-lift section for sure. Let's see. Watch a POV here. Look at this pre-lift section. Oh yeah, it has like the weird like trick track things going on. Lots of small bumps. Yeah, it's a really long pre-lift section on Twisted Colossus. That's awesome. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And let's see, Caraco. Let's look up Caraco. Oh, another pre-lift section I just thought of is Mystery Mine at Dollywood. I really love that one because it has a dark ride section, kind of like Caraco here. Yeah, and since it's dark, I mean, I can't really see it in the POV, but I imagine it's something similar, maybe. Oh man, Caraco looks awesome. This looks like a really cool ride. I love those trains too. I think Taylor did a review of this and he had really good things to say about it, actually. Looks like it has some good force to it as well. Decent airtime pops. Oh man. Holy crap, that's awesome. I really want to ride Caraco now. So Really cool theming, awesome station. And isn't Hydra just the JoJo roll? I really love the JoJo roll though on Copperhead Strike. So yeah, Hydra's just the JoJo roll, but you know, it looks awesome. So beach possible sale coming? Question mark breaking news. Oh man, I'll have to check that out. All right. Stanford Bridge says, sorry, I never buy coaster, YouTube, or merch, except Chainlift guys who made t-shirts geared to old coasters, retro stuff. Those t-shirts are awesome. I've actually thought about buying one of those. Yeah, Adam Adam makes really good stuff. Yeah, he does really good design work. And hey, you don't have to be sorry. That's just that's why I'm asking because I don't know if it's actually something anybody would be interested in. I mean, I would never really want to buy YouTuber coaster merch either that has like somebody's name plastered all over it, to be honest. I know some people like that though, and absolutely if there's interest in it, I'll do it. But as it stands right now, I just don't think it's really justified with it I'd probably sell like two things, maybe. So what about Powder Keg's pre-lift section? I don't know about that one. Top 10 pre-lift sections? Yeah. I haven't really experienced enough good ones though to make a good, list cuz I like ranking things that I've actually been on. So I don't rank anything that I haven't ridden unless it's like an anticipated list or like a bucket list coaster thing or top 10 awesome looking defunct coasters or something along those lines. Other than that, I wouldn't rank things that I haven't ridden. Yeah, they're surprises in the dark, I'm sure, yeah. Just like Mystery Mine. I mean, you can't see any of that on POV, but I'm sure Caraco's is a lot better though than Mystery Mine. But oh, you do love Mystery Mine's first section. Okay. It reminds me of Karnan's indoor section. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, let me look up Karnan. It's been forever since I've seen any POV. Well, that one's inside too, so I don't think I could really. Yeah, it's all inside, so yes, Karnan has many surprises. I do know about the one major surprise, which we'll not speak about it here in case anybody wants to be, left in the dark about it. But yeah, Karnan has many surprises, and I know about the major one, which sounds absolutely terrifying. But yeah, really cool ride. Well, guys, I want to thank you for joining me on today's live stream. We're gonna call it call it right here. We're gonna end this live stream. It's been fun. Thank you for joining me and doing trivia, talking about news and coffee and all sorts of other things that we like to talk about here. I hope you guys enjoyed it once again. And I'll probably be doing some more live streams in my free time. Um I'll probably try to do another like Coaster Daddy tries to play Planet Coaster again. I feel like that's kind of fun. Um, and other things like that. I have new videos on the way. I've been working on tons of new videos. I have two videos that I recorded, but I still need to edit them. I'll probably have one coming out like tomorrow. Um, Other than that, it's been fun. So I We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. This is Coaster Daddy. Bye.